So this time I thought I'd try something new again. This is, I don't want to butcher the name, chicken Cacciatore. I was just basically looking online at the last minute for something simple that I could make, and this ended up being something extremely simple. There's barely even any vegetable preparation or anything, but it has a lot of good stuff that I like in it, and it also, it's good. It's an Italian dish. It's good. It has a lot of things I like. So, to start off, this whole list of ingredients cost me about $28 this time. So just for basic relativity for you shopping for ingredients to make something similar. Other than that, we basically have two parts to preparing this, which is the first part of cooking the chicken and then the second part of cooking the pasta on top of the chicken. So the pasta goes in second. So let's go ahead and check out some of these ingredients we have with us. So to start off, we've got our chicken here, then we've got our diced tomatoes, we have capers and baby spinach. We also have, what was the other thing? Katamala olives, which I love, and I chose minced garlic this time because I didn't feel like preparing it myself. And then just some other miscellaneous stuff for adding to the flavors. You can kind of see here, let me zoom in and see all our stuff. Yeah, so not too bad. So the first thing we'll do is put in our base in, and that's our water and our chicken broth. So I already have the water measured out because that one's a little annoying using the fridge. But here, we've got a half a cup of water. I will add 2.5 cups of chicken broth. And then we'll pour that in. And we are going to add 1 tablespoon of flour to that and then mix it in so it's evenly distributed. That should be it for that. Now all we need to do is stir that up a little bit and then we can start adding in everything else. And I already made a mess. I love cocaine. So now we'll go ahead and get the mix of seasonings prepared. So we have 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning and then 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper. We also have the minced garlic, but I'll add that in separately since that's a liquid and it'll get stuck to the sides if I put it in with the dry stuff. All right, seasonings are done. Now we can put the chicken in. So all we do here is just arrange them on a single layer and then we top everything else on top of them. So this is 2 pounds of chicken breast. They say 3 to 4. They don't really give a weight. So that's 3 at about 2 pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. And then the other stuff, I'm just going to pour in directly, but I need to drain them out first because they have fluid in there and they're usually not supposed to go in with the fluid. Oops, I'm making a mess. I mean, that's close enough. All right, so we'll go ahead and get these drained. So at this point, all we do is just dump all of this in. I pre-chose these size containers because these are about how much the recipe asks for in terms of the cup volume. So with these, I can just dump them straight in. I also chose the sliced olives instead of the whole olives because then I get like more dispersion among them. So let's go ahead and dump all these in, and that's about it. I'll start with the tomatoes actually, just so I can follow the recipe. You can see we're putting our seasoning in too, because the seasoning should go in last to kind of sit on top, that way it can soak in, sort of. I think that's what they're getting at. But at this point, part 1 is done. We now put it in for either 6 to 7 hours on low or 3 to 4 on high. So it's kind of late in the afternoon. I'm going to put it on high just so I can cook a little faster. So actually, I should plug it in first. Haha. Okay. There. Now we will come back in about 3 hours and it should be good. In the meantime, I'm going to clean up all this, but part 2 is where we actually add the pasta in and then the tomato paste. And I don't think there's anything else we added past that, but that's the last part we need, is just cooking that. So I'll see you soon. Well, part 1 just finished, so now we can move on to part 2, which is adding the tomato paste, the pasta, and the spinach that I forgot before. So let's go ahead and do that. One thing to keep in mind, the recipe does not specify whether you need to cook this or throw them in uncooked. So I had to scroll through 10,000 comments on the bottom and found that you do in fact throw them in uncooked. So that makes it even easier. It calls for 8 ounces. This is 16 ounces, so we just cut it in half to put them in. Or I'll just dump the whole box in because I don't have any use for these besides this. So we'll see how that goes. I have my leftover can of tomato paste from the last recipe, so since this one calls for 2, I only had to buy 1 this time. This can's having an issue. God, finally. So, 12 ounces of tomato paste. Each one of these is 6. So, fairly easy to put in. Or not. I don't know if I need the second bag of spinach because that's a lot. Or if I can even fit the pasta in now. Probably should put the pasta in first so I can actually get into the liquid. How do I open this? I have to guess how much 8 ounces is. You know what, screw it. I'll just put the whole thing in. I don't have any other use for this. Oh no, that was a lot. Oh no. Gotta bury it. All right, well, since that kind of settled down a little bit, I guess I can put my other bag in. Oh geez. Alright, well, the directions say stir to combine and then put it in for another 20 minutes on high. So I'll figure it out. Okay, well, I'll let that cook some more, and then we'll come back to see it once it's finally done. So I'll see you in a bit. So 20 minutes later, and we are done. Look at that. Ooh, so pretty. All right, well, because I put the entire box of pasta in, it kind of overflowed, but that's okay. That's more pasta for me. So that should cover everything. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy this like I will. Oh, the one thing I forgot is the Parmesan to top it. But of course, I'm not serving this to anyone right now, so I don't really need to show me putting this on there. It's just for my lunches for this week. So yeah, don't forget to put the cheese on if you want it.